are drunk and we are fucked up all the time. Italian girls like romance. Jack chicks just wanna drink and dance. Beauty past me, sees you turn me on.
Guys, how's it going? Got Matt here to help with the review. I gave him a couple of choices. He declined on one because one of the descriptives was licorice flavor. So I'm a fan of black licorice. I understand that. I almost hate reading. See, that's why most of the time I like to not read the bottles, because I'd rather discover the flavor for myself. I mean, if the second thing in there was baby poop, you know, I might just avoid it completely. We're going to look at Samoa This. I may or may not have reviewed this in the past. It is a seasonal beer from Southern Tier. This is their Imperial Stout, a dessert beer. Brewed with pink Himalayan sea salt, natural chocolate, coconut, and caramel flavors added. Not to mention a solid choice on his behalf because it's 10%. The other one was 6%.
I thought the other one was 8.
Maybe it was 8.
Either way.
That might have been.
It's strong.
6, 8. We could have a date. And we're going to need an opener. Oh, I have an idea. Let's use my favorite opener. By the way, Matt also picked the brew girl. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
What can I say? I got good taste.
Yes, you do. I don't want to muzzle sweep you with my favorite bottle opener. America, that's all I got to say right there. It's like
like beer and guns.
It's like a multi-purpose opener. It's cool. You know, you can open beers all day long for your friends and take down a pile of towel heads.
Yeah, can you carry that around illegally on the street since it's just a bottle opener?
I can't see why not. I don't know about these days because of all what's happened with all the libtards, but trust me, one of my friends, Mr. AK-47 Master, has video after video after video of him walking through his downtown streets with his AK-47 on a sling on his side, and of course, every one of them ends with a visit from the police.
Can't really blame him.
I mean, legally, with my permit, I could take the Snowflake Melter there and lay it on the dash of my truck and drive around. They legally can't do anything. I legally will get pulled over.
Does it have to be the clip out though?
No, it can be loaded.
Well, it's dark. It's not as dark as I was thinking it'd be.
I'm already in trouble with Mr. Holster, so we're just going to give her the light test. Firefly, which I expect to fail. Low, medium. Oh, there's some medium creeping through. High and turbo. This does not pass the full-on light test.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Very sweet smelling beer.
Say, it's got a very unique, even an enjoyable smell to it.
It's a, well, I don't know if you can possibly smell
coconut.
Himalayan sea salt. Oh yeah, we got, in the order of events, we got salt, chocolate, coconut, and caramel.
Yeah, I can smell the chocolate and coconut. It almost smells like a cupcake.
Sorry.
Almost like a
different
kind of cupcake.
Yeah, okay. You kind of a cupcake.
Hey, takes one to know one, bud.
That's why I was easily able to detect it.
I don't know if I'd be able to have 10 of these, but I definitely enjoyed the first sip.
I hope you're up for at least another one. I think this was a 4-pack.
You know I don't usually shy to things like that.
Oh, and Joey, look what I found today. 1050 barrel-aged Imperial Stout. Aged in bourbon bottles and in a big can. I like big cans.
I do too. That already looks good.
Oh yeah.
12.9%.
The Yeah.
That's a good one.
The problem is this one can was the same price as those four. Yeah. And 1050's out over there, but due to financial situations, I personally couldn't let that one go. I did buy these, and I bought that, and then Christine, I don't even know how she even does it sometimes. She found three singles for me that I have never had, and she wouldn't possibly know that because I don't even know that. You know how many times I've been over to Keyport or Super One and actually had to do a search on my own channel? I mean, it's over 1,400 brew reviews.
For being such a sampler and you know, the finer drinks, it seems like every time I go and grab something, you never tried any of those.
I know. But that just shows you what the craft world is like. I made a comment to a couple of friends of mine that eventually I'll probably have to just start re-reviewing stuff that I reviewed. It's kind of like right at this moment in time, and I honestly think today I might just go upstairs and hit delete. I have saved a very large majority of the brew review videos. Mm-hmm. And you may say, why? And I was like, well, if YouTube fucking snaked on me and I had to re-up, but why would I? If I delete all of the evidence, first of all, when I have to get the liver transfer, they can't come back at me. And second, it means that I can just start reviewing shit again because there's no proof I ever reviewed it last time. Not to mention, like, the first year that this channel was up, it was before the E-scale. And I went from drinking PBR and Bush beer into buying stuff like this, and I didn't do a very good job, and I still don't, reviewing stuff.
You know, especially with a lot of the seasonals, though, they do change. The flavor definitely changes from year to year. So
absolutely,
there is a lot of different things that you could go back and test again, and it's going to be different. If
it's a seasonal, it's already fair game.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Bent Paddle, for instance, and Joey, you can contest to this. I had the 2016, 2017, and 2018 Bent Paddles.
Yep. The
2016 was awesome. Me and Joey had one. That was right before the dumbass fell over the fan at the bottom of the stairs and tried to sue me. The 2017, unfortunately for Joey, I sent him one, and then I reviewed it. It was hideous. In comparison to Bent Paddle Double Blacks,
yeah,
it was absolute shit. And this year, the 2018, is right on par, if not even better than the 2016 was. So you're talking about 3 years, 3 beers, all distinctly different from each other. One more than the other.
Well, you know, one of my personal favorites is Hop Slam. And that's from Bell's. And that only comes around, you know, early spring. Tough to get, but when you do, it's definitely worth getting. But I've even noticed with that, it is such a drastic change from year to year. Now, do I still like it? Each and every time, absolutely, hands down.
Yes.
But it's definitely different every year.
I think it was 2 years ago, I would have regarded it as the worst year of Hop Slam, and I either gave it a 9.5 on the E-scale or a 10. So that just goes to show you the worst year of Hop Slam is still... Yeah, I usually try to gobble up as many of those as possible. I have never tried aging one of those. I probably should.
I can't.
But I drink them all.
Yeah, I can't hang on to them. I can't. It's not something you can just sit on. You're like, oh.
Here's the best analogy. This just showed up at your house. Do you want to age that for a year from now, or you just want to get into that right now?
It's good from the start, so why wait?
We did a Dogfish Head 120, didn't we? One of the ones I said it was a year of aging.
I'm not sure. Oh, we did try one that was aged a little bit.
I think I honestly, and I know Stephen Bush might argue with me about this. I think right around the 1 year mark is my favorite for those, and I have my my aged big bomber bottles are sitting on the safe in a a decanter holder that Matt gave me, and I just realized that the bottle of Vampire Slayer that I have is from 2013, so it could probably still handle a little bit more time, but I think you guys might be seeing that sooner than later, and I will base that on, like for instance, Jim, if you're here for the girls' party, I think we're gonna have to open that. If not, it'll definitely happen with Matt, because that beer is so freaking good. I generally love to be able to share as opposed to drinking them alone. All of the most expensive, hard to find, heavy hitting shit has generally been a shared bottle. As a matter of fact, the most expensive bottle of beer I have ever purchased, if memory serves, it was either $57 or $59 for one bottle.
Yeah.
And that was the Speedway Stout barreled aged version, and I did a review on the non-barreled aged, the one that us lackeys can get sometimes at Keyport. And I had a guy out in California. His name is Ryan. And he actually knows his shit. I'm not gonna knock him, but he kind of made fun in a comment in my video about how I'm nobody, and that beer is the magic ticket. You know, like Willy Wonka. Willy's Winker. He made a comment about it's the golden ticket of beers. You need to know someone to get it. Well, I do. I knew the manager at the Keyport, and he actually set one aside for me. And I opened that bottle, and I believe it was me. There was alcohol involved, so I'm sorry if I'm forgetting one of you, but I believe it was me, Johnny Watson, and Nihap. And we basically sat there and nobody made any noise at all. And it was like, to be totally honest, it was almost over the top rich. And I don't know what the alcohol content in it, I'm sure it was a lot, but it was just almost like, I wouldn't give this up. On the other hand, I'm not going to buy another one for $60. It was like that, like a good one-time experience.
Something to try, but something you're not going to repeat.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. If they were $19, yeah, I'd probably buy up $60 worth of them or more. But to spend $60 on just a single beer, nah.
Well, last year I spent like $88, I think it was, buying out the whole shelf of Hopsland. I literally bought out the whole shelf.
Yeah, I think it happened quite a bit. Look outside. Go outside to smoke a cigar, and there's Matt in his backyard, crouched down by the garden, goofing off on his phone, drinking a Hop Slam, smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that.
Another Hop Slam? Yeah, if I don't text you to tell you they're available, when they become available, let me know. There's nothing more discouraging. Like, a few of you guys are like, oh, you got to go get the new the Chet's their limited release Imperial Stout, and I went over to Keyport.
Done.
She said from the time that they set them out, it was 32 minutes, and that was the year's worth of them were all gone in less than a half an hour.
Well, that's pretty much Hop Slam. Depends on where you go. Some places get more. Other places they only get one pallet, if that. That's why when I went to Super One, I bought the whole shelf. Bought everything I could see.
Thankfully, they didn't, like Keyport usually has them usually
on
two or four per customer per day, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
To help make it so. But what really surprises me is it seems like if you're a craft beer aficionado, you go to Keyport. So when Super One has stuff like that, it seems like it hangs around longer. Like, it has been, I bet you it's been 6 months since you were able to buy Dogfish Head 120 over at Keyport. Mm-hmm. We could drive right now and go buy it at Super One. It's not even fresh anymore. It is way past. But they're still selling it for $10 a bottle.
Super One's starting to have a decent selection.
Mm-hmm.
When they were first there, it didn't seem like they had a huge selection on good ales or stout, stuff like that. But now they're really starting to open the doors with their selection.
Oh, definitely. And so this doesn't, of course, it's naturally going to be an hour. But first was the Bearded CB, second was Ben N. Aunt Keck saying second, but really being third. Fu Master Chu saying second, and then apparently not, actually being fourth. Oh, sorry. I have to give the hearts so that you guys get notification that the iHeart Club meeting is about to happen. And Keck, nope, third. Multi-Gunman, top 10. That is a placement for him. Bearded CB, can't feel your toes anymore? Well, it is Minnesota. Yeah. Hey, Google, what's the current temperature?
In Duluth, it's currently 10 degrees.
That's cold.
It's warmer than this morning. It was -3 when I ran over to the job site.
We should be used to this being up here for so long, but it's like this winter, we haven't had anything below 20 yet.
No, we've pretty much stayed somewhat in t-shirt weather to...
Well, at Christmas, we didn't even have any snow. We didn't have an inch of snow on the ground on Christmas.
No, but the weather's been so bad for the last 2 days. I've driven Christine to work because she's just like, I don't care if I have to sit and drink coffee and wait for you to get done. I'd rather not drive. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
And so her car, I don't know if you saw me this morning.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck! I could have went and got the jackhammer to get the shit off of it.
I'll tell you what. You think, and you know what? The only reason why I'm laughing is because I broke my fucking ice scraper, scraped my windows yesterday. Like, how do you break your windshield wipers scraping ice? That's how damn cold and how icy everything was.
I broke, her scraper is one of the ones that has a brush on one side and a squeegee on the other, and then the scraper on the far end, and it has a button you press and you can tilt it left, right, or center. Well, it should just be locked into the center. I broke it this morning just pulling the snow chunks off. I wasn't using it as a scraper. I was using it to push and pull chunks off, and it snapped it. Now it will only lock left or right. It won't lock where it's usable.
I got that metal. I had the metal one. You know what I'm talking about? It's got the plastic handle, and then it's got that, it's almost like a metal credit card edge.
Oh, yeah.
It fucking bent that, ripped it right out.
Yep, Minnesota. Bearded CB, a minute 31, making Mr. Holster happy for sure. Hopefully. Rich from Master Chew. Well, this is certainly a win on the Brew Babe. This one sounds like a good one. Guess we'll see by the end. Stalker Steve, 6th. Jolson, we need more cowbell and shots. Tardisius, a day without cowbell is like a day without sunshine.
I really love the cowbell.
Yeah, they got issues. I think for both of our sanity, we'll have to limit it to a single cowbell. And I'm only giving Jolson that because Tardisius backed him up on it. You wanna get the shots?
Oh boy.
I'm assuming you'd rather
I think they're dead. Oh, I got one good one. 2 shots.
Nice. Unless, of course, you...
Oh, I'm good on that right now.
Okay.
I don't want any of that old man's pee right now.
Gun Wild, top 10 bitches. Oh, besides that, I'd definitely lean towards the Jameson.
Oh, I know, but I'm not
I want to actually go buy a bottle of something good. Actually, I'm thinking about filling the old man with a little Vadi.
Vadi? Oh, Vadi is not good. You better, you know what?
Have you ever
it's either
tried this one?
You either need to stick with whiskey or tequila. And I'm going to tell you what, if you really want to put something good in there, I'm going to strongly suggest, because I know what I rolled through that thing for years. Knob Creek.
Well, you can't go wrong with that.
Not only it's good whiskey, it's extra strong for my liking.
Well, what level did you get? Because I think you can do the normal, 100, 120. They've definitely added selections. They've got some heavy hitters in their lineup.
I did a few of them, but I typically would stick with the original Knob Creek.
Stalker Steve, every time I walk away, you do this. Cobra says that's what she said. Bearded CB? Boiled peanuts. Aren't you supposed to say that with only 3 teeth while pumping gas?
We had a pretty big discussion on this last night, didn't we?
Yeah, in a 2-hour locked and loaded, we managed.
It was 3 hours. It was
3 hours.
Yeah.
We managed to down 2 cans. So of the 6 that Jolson sent, there's 2 left. Okay, Jolson, no offense. All you guys on the wondering list, first of all, anybody that has had the opportunity, like Hazman or Jim, to have full-on legitimate, fresh, boiled peanuts, I know they have to be better than this. So I'm giving that the benefit of the doubt. If I'm ever down south and I can get fresh boiled peanuts, because like last night I said on Locked and Loaded, I love potatoes. I'm Irish. It comes with the course. But if you take a fucking potato and put it in a goddamn can, it doesn't even taste the same. I don't know if it picks up the flavor of the can or if it's the preservatives or what. But these aren't bad for being in a can. Now, having said that, I don't know how they could possibly ever replace just a good old salted peanut.
I like the salted peanut, but like I said last night too, the Cajun boiled peanut, in a can or not, it was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. We scarfed that bowl down. I shouldn't say we. You freaking hammered that bowl down pretty quick. I got a few.
And by the end of the night, the other one was gone too.
Oh, I know. I kind of had to go to that since he took all the freaking Cajun ones.
Okay, breaking the action. Samoa this.
Guess what? You almost out of Samoa this.
Okay, I got a couple of mystery packages in today. Most likely suspect has already been eliminated on one of them. Somebody sent me a bottle opener. It has like your old school style. I think that would almost puncture so that.
Doesn't seem like you or the wife can use that end.
I see it. These are more like, I don't think they're really meant for this style.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's almost like
it's all right.
if it'd be like this. This would be like the puncturing.
Yep, I get it. You don't got to explain it to me.
But what? Wait.
You don't know how to use a bottle opener most of the time.
No, I don't know how to use a lighter as a bottle opener. This one.
Yeah, you look like you're struggling with that. Are you sure you want to recount your last statement?
It's all smooth and shit. I mean, of course, if I'm you, I'd just this should work for this style too, shouldn't it? Fuck that.
I can get it for you.
I don't care about you and your magic tricks. I got this.
Okay, I just don't, it's all about respecting the others. I don't like to see you struggling. Well, that's one way to do it. Getting some good head on that.
Oh yeah.
Foam tastes pretty good, I bet.
How is that possible? It's like negative temperatures all night last night, and yet somehow my drain tile system is still picking up water.
Heat from the house.
I still believe Johnny. You were here.
What?
And met John.
For what though?
Before Michelle was the lesbians, before the lesbians
Yeah,
was John.
yeah, John.
He says that he was a kid. He grew up in this neighborhood, and he swears that my house is sitting on a natural spring. And it doesn't surprise me at all, because the lesbians, with full respect I say that, they said that their pump never comes on. You could almost have a swimming pool in the backyard, and it may go on once in 24 hours. Mike says that his goes on like 3 times a year. Mine, ask these guys. Mine goes off during the summer. I bet you it's at least 2 or 3 times in a brew review if it's not raining outside. If it's raining outside, it goes off every 32 seconds.
We've got similar problems at our place. I'm only a couple down from you, so.
Well, like I said, John swears that he remembers there being a natural spring before this house was here. But
you know, I love John, but at the same time, I don't know how much you could really believe a word he said.
I can't believe a word he said. This house was built in 1914. John wasn't that old. How could he have been a kid?
Well, I mean, he was 3 sheets to the wind, at about 6:30 in the morning when I woke up.
Yeah, I'd seen him come home shit-faced at 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh, no. At 7 o'clock in the morning, he was coming back from the liquor store with a case of beer.
Yep.
And by 10:30, he had drank a case of beer and then got in his van and went down to the bar.
Yeah.
Bearded CB, Mutant Peanut must have the third nut. How was the mouthfeel on it? Oh, the mouthfeel on the third nut was awesome. You know, those mutant peanuts, that's, instead of being, sometimes you get 1 peanut in there, sometimes you get 2 peanuts, but sometimes you get 3.
That's a good frickin' nut there.
Those Chernobyl nuts?
You know, surprisingly, they actually had more texture than I would have thought, too. They weren't nearly as soft as people would think they are. I mean, there's no crunch, but it's still firm.
Yeah,
it's still firm.
You could... No, Jolson says he personally prefers the Cajun. Yes.
That's exactly what I said.
Bearded CB, Drew Estates, also Acid Company, has really good, but a bit inexpensive honey flavored cigars. Actually, the honey flavor to them
has honey flavor to them. Cigars.
Acid. It's the company. Don't get any thoughts.
I don't plan to do either.
Smile Money, top 10 or so. Fu Master Chew, I Hate Magazine disconnects as well. Stupid design. Yeah, there's explain all that you want, but you're obviously drunk or smoking crack while you're doing it. There is no reason that a gun should not fire whenever you want it to, unless it actually has a physical safety that you engaged yourself. You know, why is the most popular gun on the planet the Glock? There's no safety at all. Technically, there's no safety at all on them. You know, the trigger safety, I think, is funny. About the only thing that it's really going to do is avoid if the gun is dropped. It's not like it's going to save your ass if it's like in a duffel bag or a purse or whatever, and a pen falls in line, because it's just going to push the little safety arm out of the way. But yeah, Rich again. This one sounded really good, but not as good as the Brew Babe. Another fine review, brother. Cheers, my friend. Cheers, Rich. Jolson, they're better heated up, you goofball. I won't necessarily honestly say that they're better heated versus not. I mean, I think maybe a little bit. I definitely wouldn't want them chilled, because it says you can either...
yeah, I don't think the flavor tastes any better warm, but I think it just is easier to eat them when they're warm.
It's kind of like soup.
Yeah.
Unless you're some highfalutin fuckstick that has that little squiggly caramel drawn on your plate, and someone serves you, what is it, a gazpacho or whatever, is intentionally soup that's served cold. Forget about it. Soup is supposed to be warm. Beer is supposed to be cold. And your peanuts are supposed to be salted and crunchy. Just kidding, Jolson. Jolson, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Mexican cack? 1, 2, crunch, laugh out loud. Yeah, I have no patience.
Well, you know, if you ask Christina, it's 1 licking in the garbage.
Jolson, you fucking cack sucker, you. Nat Davis. Looks like beer time again. Absolutely. Gunwild. I was listening to the conversation Bill and my FFL had, and Bill said that he needed to contact the California Department of Justice for an approval code to ship the shotgun. Being it's the holidays, he probably won't get what he needs until after the new year. Being I have never had to do a state-to-state transfer before, this is all news to me. And Gunwild, this is the first time I've sent anything to California, so it's definitely a pain in the ass. I apologize. On the other hand, it is a really cool shotgun.
Which one?
That youth model.
Oh yeah,
red one.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the one that ended up with it.
Nice. Well, good for you.
Gunwell again, I smoked one of those coffee cigars today and enjoyed every bit of it.
Now that actually sounds something like I would try.
He sent me two. He sent me two of those and two of the ones from a subsidiary company of Acid. And I liked them both equally.
Acid you can find right down at the smoke shop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we talked about that, didn't you?
I get the little tins.
Yeah.
I haven't tried some of them that they have. I'm not even sure. I don't even know how you're even supposed to cut the tip off of us. There was one there that looked like a goddamn 3D Maglite. I was like, what, you gotta have someone hold it still while somebody else grabs an axe and treats it like a chicken head?
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta show you a video one of these days.
I wish one of the two of us had a heated garage. I'd like to actually partake in a cigar sooner than later. Well, I could always fire up my truck. I don't really care what the... You know, the last time that's when I smoked, grabbed a couple beers and did a mic. Mm-hmm. Except for I did the whole... I took the fob and I remote started my truck, and the truck will run for 18 minutes because that's what I have the timer set for.
Yeah.
So at 17 minutes, I'd re-hit the fob. So if a cop pulled up,
the keys are...
I don't have the keys, and as soon as you put your foot on the brake to shift it into gear, it kills the truck without the keys. So anybody that wants to rip on me for having a beverage in my vehicle, at least we're not like our other neighbor. Can you imagine how many beers Mike has consumed while the truck was running for either air conditioning or heating?
You know, I'm probably pretty guilty of that myself.
Well, I'm not saying that I
Not
don't,
like him, though. Holy Christ. He's got me beat by 30 years over. I mean, and mine's a here and there type of thing. His is...
You, though, if you can... Now, could they give you shit because you are more on your property if you pull into your parking spot? Technically,
well,
I'm still sitting...
I think technically they say you're still in a motorized vehicle. I mean, you can get a DWI on the golf course.
That's true, and it happens.
That's private land, just like my land or your land. That's still private land.
I tell you.
Now, are they going to press it? I mean, it depends how much of a dick they want to be.
See, knowing how cops operate, when I was at the Grand Nationals in Brainerd, we had the weekend pass, and we were in the campground. And I saw a kid, I don't even know how that fucker even maintained a heart rate, let alone was driving a GSX-R 1100. The cops who were walking around were like, hey, hey, hey! And he comes to a stop, and the cop goes, I told you an hour ago that you were too drunk to be driving this. And I'm like, I was waiting to see him get hauled off the bike in handcuffs. The cop, it was a sheriff, Minnesota State Highway Patrol.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, you, right now, drive it straight to your campground and give the keys to somebody more responsible than you. Yes, sir. And I'm sitting there going, I'm the guy that every single time I go over the speed limit, there's a cop right there. Every single time you decide to do a full slide or whatever, there's a cop right there. Everybody that I know has got... My friend Bob, it was like that scene from a comedy movie. Roar! Pulls over. Officer, could you get out of the squad car, sir? or Girl Squad, get out of your vehicle, sir. Bob gets out of his car. He did that whole, went to lean on his car
Falls
and
right
missed, went straight to the fucking ground. Bob's laying on the ground. He goes, officer, I'm not even gonna lie. I am seriously fucked up right now. The cop looked at his driver's license. He goes, sir, I see you're 3 blocks from your house. Can you get home? Yeah? Go straight there. Like, I go, you're making that up. He goes, no, I'm not. And I go, I know people that got all the way home, drove into their driveway, stopped their vehicle, put their keys in their pocket, got out of their car, walked through their whole yard. They're standing at the front door. Cop pulls up. They got a DWI. Because the cop had saw them, but had gotten caught behind another car and couldn't keep up with them. He was like 1 click away from freedom, but no, he still got a D-dub. And my buddy can't even stand, and the cop's like, you're 3 blocks from... I guess, to be totally honest, it happened to me one time, but I still call bullshit. I had maybe 2 beers in my system. I hadn't had a single beer in over an hour and a half, maybe closer to 2 hours. It was a New Year's Eve party when I was married to the hooker I used to be married to. We were at her sister's place, and her sister's place was by the ski hut. Not our ski hut, but the other one.
East, yep.
And I lived on 21st Avenue East, so less than half of a mile to get home. The cop pulled me over and asked me why I got pulled over, and I was like, I have no idea. And he's like, have you been drinking? And I said, yeah, we were at a New Year's Eve party. I had 2 beers total all night long because I'm the designated driver. And I said I haven't had a single thing in almost 2 hours, and not even good beers, just Milwaukee's Best or whatever the hell my sister-in-law had. And he goes, well, you went straight in a turn lane. No, I didn't. I even said that to him. I said, we're on 4th Street. The turn lane is down on Superior Street. If you're on Superior Street, you either have, if you're in the left lane, you can go up the hill or straight, but if you're in the right-hand lane, which is the equivalent to the parking spot, you have to go down the hill towards the McDonald's.
Yeah.
I said, there is no turn lane. He looks at my driver's license and he goes, I see you're only a couple blocks away from your house. Please just go there. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he just got caught himself in a lie and realized that he wasn't going to schmooze you over like a typical drunk he was expecting you to be.
Or maybe the lie was to see how I'd respond.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Really?
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, but he was pulling you over just to see. There's no probable cause to pull you over.
I know I was getting pulled over because it was 2:30 in the morning, and I was driving a 1979 Grand Le Mans with super wide 60s and a lift kit in the rear of it, so I just looked like I was a beer hopper.
It's a way to go.
Yeah, I was just like, I must have had a blinking light in the back window. Usually driven by a drunk guy. Please pull me over. But no, I would not have driven. I would not have driven. I mean, there's been enough bad moments in my life, especially now with the permit. Like the other night when we went out to my mom's, I did a brew review before we went out there. Mm-hmm. Sorry, you're in charge of the gun and you're in charge of driving. It's not worth losing my conceal and carry permit for life, because that's what it is. And I don't feel like spending the kind of money that you end up having to go through on the other one. It's like, the whole been there, done that. But the permit to me is what usually keeps me good.
Yeah.
Carry the gun or drink out at a bar. And in Minnesota, that doesn't make sense either. You legally...
That's where you're going to get fucked with the most, I'm guessing, is at a bar.
Yeah. And
you can't carry in a bar.
In Minnesota, you can. But the limit is ridiculously low.
Well, you can't drink.
It's kind of like this. I'll probably already fail a breathalyzer test. Yeah. I sniffed it.
Well, I know a lot of bars just already won't allow it.
I'll put it like this. I've been in a bar with a gun on my side, but I also wasn't drinking alcohol while I was at said bar. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, if you go back in time, you would probably be able to tell yourself, every really bad thing that ever happened to you probably happened while there was alcohol in your system. I know my finer decisions in life aren't based around this.
You know what? I have found, I'm going to support that, but I'm also going to say that some of my finest moments have also had alcohol in my system. If it wasn't for alcohol, I wouldn't have a son.
Is it this kind of a scenario?
Yes, it was.
So it was, that's what she said.
You say it how you want to say it.
Zeus, squirrel porn is nutty stuff. Rocco Burnout, that's what she said. Rocco Burnout, magazine disconnects are just liberal wet dreams, nothing but a fantasy in terms of firearm safety. Amen to that.
Yeah, I got to drink up on that one.
Mario Mosen. Hey, ugly fucker. Hey, Mario, you were supposed to be on staff last night for the show, but I talked to Mario today, and there ended up being an incident in his family. Nobody got hurt, but it was a personal thing. So, Mario, I'm glad it all worked out. Mario is going to be my guest on Locked and Loaded next Friday, and we will be talking about veteran suicides, and we are basically going to be doing a big push for Justin. So, thank you, Mario. Shark ZF6. I had several thoughts, but by the end of this video, I forgot what they all were. You'd really like that guy.
Which one?
Shark ZF6. He has been a YouTube friend of mine for a long ass time. He lives out in the Vegas area, and not that I should be reading into anything that he has ever said, but let's just say that that you guys have a couple of interests in similarity. He plays with matches a lot.
I bet he does.
Stalker Steve.
I grew up though. I graduated to Just saying.
Stalker Steve. You got a cocksucker laugh out of me. Cheers. Hey, the cocksuckers are pretty good. I mean, Christine didn't like it. She didn't have it in her. She said that she didn't like having Jolson's cock in her mouth. Oh my God, I almost have to go back and listen to last night.
It leaves a horrible aftertaste.
Oh, I thought fucking Jim and John were going to hurt themselves. Jolson's cock leaves a terrible aftertaste in my mouth.
Oh, shit. I thought you were going to fall out of the chair.
Jesus Christ. It's like sometimes the stuff that just by accidentally comes out of her mouth, the writers for David Letterman would be jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Hobson led, like my Galaxy Watch, lasts 3 days per charge. Absolutely. Actually, Steve, everything about the latest, this, I can guarantee you I don't need to charge it every single day. My S7, I never made it to 5 o'clock. The Galaxy Watch, what Steve says, 3 days. An easy 3 days of
that's
of
crazy.
runtime.
That's crazy. Because I got an iPhone and shit, I'm charging it every couple hours and it's not even a year old. Of course, I use mine.
You should come over to the dark side.
You know what? I had a Samsung. I sold it. Because I just don't like the operating systems. I like the iPhone system. Or just Apple systems.
What do you have? You have an Apple computer?
No. Not anymore, but that's what I used to use.
So you're using what, Windows 10?
I don't even have a computer anymore. I sold it.
You just do everything with your phone.
Yeah.
They've gotten to the point where I think back to one of the very first, what I would call a smart phone that I had, and in comparison, like for instance, my mom, due to the fact I didn't want to talk about it. My mom, who very seldom ever used her fucking cell phone, like it was like emergency purposes, and it's like never on, so don't even bother calling it.
Yep.
She had one of those ones where you pre-buy minutes.
Yeah, that's my grandma. Yeah.
She pre-bought some minutes for her phone, and like 3 years later, she wasn't pre-buying more minutes. She had like...
My grandma keeps buying, minutes every month. Guess how much she buys?
Well, if it's like my mom, about 15 seconds a month.
No, she buys like, I'm just going to go on a limb and say like maybe 2 hours of talk time. Right? Or, fuck, I don't know. It's cheap. You know how much she uses?
None.
Not a second. She doesn't know how to use it. She asks me, how do you turn this on? Well, good's a phone if you don't know how to use it.
All of a sudden, my mom has a friend who has a smartphone, and now she's like, she has a Nokia, and if I showed you a picture of it, you know what I'm talking about?
I know.
It's this big.
Yep, I got a pretty good idea.
So if you want to text, you have to hit, like for instance, the one key is ABC.
ABC.
So you have to hit it 3 times to get to C.
Yep. Hey, you know what? I grew up in a generation where that was texting for, a few years before smartphones came out.
You were the start of it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I was the brick.
I got good at that real quick.
My first phone was the brick. Take the small flat rate shipping box.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I seen those too.
In a. Where the fuck did my arrow go?
I gotta say though, just yesterday, me and my sister were able to help my mom navigate online because she doesn't know how to use smartphones. We're trying to get her to a smartphone.
Steven wants to know what the temperature is in the basement.
Oh, I'm gonna guess probably a good.
Well, here,
67.
Yeah, you're on crack. Hey, Google, what's the temperature set on the thermostat?
It's currently 62 degrees.
I think it's set at 60, but because it's a boiler, it ran past that.
Well, I also have a jacket.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You know what? 5 degrees? Really? You're going to give me a hard time? I was 5 degrees off.
Hey, Steven, what am I nipping out? I don't... Oh, actually, wait. I can actually tell you. It's 50...
Holy shit, 50.
Oh, that's humidity. It's fuck, it's warmer than I thought. It's 59 degrees downstairs.
59 degrees. Hold on, what did I say?
Whatever. Sorry, I blew up.
What an asshole.
See, there's no heat. Well, the only heat possibility down here is what goes through the pipes on their way to the radiators. You know how much of a difference it would be if I actually plumbed a radiator into one of these lines?
You know what? I probably actually do have a better idea than you do. I got a jacket on, but you got freaking slippers on. I'm freaking sitting in my socks here on this cold ass floor. So
it's not totally fair. We are standing on a shock reducing pad.
What kind of shock is that reducing? I want to know that.
Well, if you were to fall, well, let's put it this way: if I drop my glass right here, it would probably shatter for sure. But right here, it might make it. That's the difference. For sure, might. For sure, might.
You know what? One of these days, we're gonna try that out because I'm pretty sure you're full of shit, and it's gonna break either way. A bottle is a lot heavier. That's what I was going to say. A bottle's a lot heavier duty.
Do you honestly think it's not going to break?
Oh, it'll break.
Well, that's what I mean. That's the only plus of this shit is there's a...
You almost just broke it right there. It bounced off.
Yeah, I keep this... This shit was actually ordered for an exercise room.
Yep.
In a high-end house. And I keep it here because it does do a... This is like the only place that
I don't feel no cushion. I'm not gonna lie. Like I can't even. I'm pushing it down with my toes and my heel. It's not giving up. It's not giving it all.
It's 3/8 of an inch of basically of a tire. So that's no. There's like no.
It's a little rubber.
No, if you fell down,
you're still gonna fucking break your nose.
Yeah, it's still gonna hurt. Steven again. Why doesn't Boondockers sell the stuff on eBay?
Good question. But you know what? I think Amazon would probably be better.
But he's also, look at Gil, hard target, Etsy. Was it the Etsy sites? If he set up shop, okay. Have I discussed that at all yet?
What's that?
My Boondocker package.
No, you haven't.
The owner of Boondockers was kind enough to send me the regular sauce, the spicy sauce, and the 2 different rubs that he has. Unfortunately, everybody that gets a box from me or sends me a box, so I believe it all happens up here, somewhere between the routing center and the Twin Cities and my location. When I was in the bathroom doing, bathroom stuff, and I got notification that there was movement detected on my front porch, and I saw Christine carrying in a box in a plastic fucking bag. I'm sorry, I've got enough experience with the goddamn post office to know that when Boondockers sent that box out, it wasn't in a plastic bag. Why is it in a plastic bag? Because they were using it as a fucking soccer ball.
Yeah, that's pretty typical around here.
The sauce that I was most looking forward to trying was the spicy one. That looked like a shotgun went off inside the box. It covered the nice letter that he hand wrote to me and Christine. It covered his business flyer. It covers his business card. It soaked the rub. It soaked...
You know what, though? I bet you if you take that letter and you lick it, you'll still get the flavor.
The box smelled fucking awesome. when I cracked the plastic,
yeah?
I was like, fuck. I instantly, a smile on my face because it smelled really good, and damn it, it's busted open. And when I saw the inside of the box, I could actually see the spices and the peppers, so I knew it was I grabbed the other one, and it didn't say anything about zesty, bold, blah, 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 and I'm like, God damn it, the one I really wanted to try. And Boondockers, I can't say that you were anywhere near Smile Money packaging, but that shit should have never broke under normal conditions. That United States Postal Service, they just put a fucking letter on there saying, I hope you accept our apology. No, I don't accept your apology. This shit happens all the time to me and to anybody that I send shit to. So, U.S. Postal Service, what I would appreciate is if you bought me a thing of the hot sauce from Boondockers. But now that we're talking about it...
You guys got him on a freaking touchy subject.
Now that we're talking about it, though, you're absolutely right. If Boondockers is getting railroaded by Walmart, which I'm amazed that he even got in there, you've got eBay. I don't know how hard it is to get on Amazon.
I don't know, but honestly, I would think Amazon's a way to go over eBay. I mean, everyone and their brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers are using Amazon. I mean, stores are getting shut down because of Amazon. My mom, we just guided her through her first Amazon purchase last night on a smartphone. I was going there earlier and I didn't finish, but yeah, we're trying to teach her, these new
Make sure she
smartphones.
does not have the one-click button activated.
I don't know what the hell that is.
My friend Greg, I don't know if you've met Greg or not.
Just a click on it and purchase?
It was like a default setting from them.
Oh, I've never seen that.
And his grandkids were playing with his phone, and like $278 worth of shit showed up over the next 3 days.
That ain't nothing. I was thinking like 2,300 kids fucking clicking on the smartphone. Ooh, I like that. Ooh,
yeah,
what?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He
got all lucky on that. That ain't much.
Steven again. I sound like a unicorn because I'm always horny. Sorry. Wait, I blame Brad.
They also don't exist, so...
Brad is sexy. Steve again. Pipe Works Brewing? I bet the beer chick could work a pipe. Not what you're thinking, the other kind of pipe. Just kidding. Paul, Hasman 440. This is another guy that, let's put it this way. I don't want to read too much into this, but he sent me a picture once of a 5-gallon bucket filled.
That ain't shit.
He's one guy. That's pretty decent.
We're talking fucking garbage cans over here, boys. you open that tin and it's like, hallelujah.
Matt specializes in Christmas decorations.
Well, only sometimes, not always.
Has been. We buy freshly boiled peanuts, aka goober peas. Yeah, that sounds. That one guy at the truck stop.
You know what? Goober peas, I like that. That's kind of what they are. They're goober peas.
Goober peas at a roadside stand between Louisiana and Mississippi. State line when we are on our way home from Chuck's. Who's Chuck? And I like them. Although, very different from roasted.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. No, it's...
No, 100%.
This is a completely different world. And if you're going to use that as a comparison, it's always going to fail in my book. But Jolson, you have me very fascinated with goober peas, the full on real
I like
deal.
the name. That's very fitting.
Not only am I gotta thumbs that up. I'm the fourth person. 454 Barker, wimpy caps. Yeah, I know. They need to.
You might as well call them duds. They ain't even wimpy. They're duds.
I mean, if we had our way, you'd pull the trigger and then blow the top of the cap gun off.
I'd be putting a hole in your ceiling.
Hey, you want to try this cap gun?
No. But
well,
this one right here, maybe.
That's even more.
Isn't it blanks though?
So is that.
Oh.
But that's 22. That's 38.
You know what?
38 or
hey, I don't
38.
care. My wife don't live here. Yours does. Like, I'm not going to be bitched at.
If she wasn't home, I have done this one. I have not done that one yet. That one might even be hearing protection level.
Only one way to find out.
What really surprises me is I was really pissed off one day, and as an aggression thing, I tried to destroy John Solar's wooden mallet. And I hit the floor so hard with it, it sounded like a rifle going off.
Where is that ugly thing? You guys are always talking about it. I never see it.
I think it's over there.
Okay. Yeah, wow. Yeah, this is fucking ugly. You know what? If you guys really want some mallets, I can make you some. That won't cost you nearly what you spent on these.
Well, they were actually made and donated for a giveaway, but why? Maybe I made it worse when I hit it. When it hit the floor, I must have hit totally flat on, and it sounded like any gun going off, and yet she didn't come downstairs.
I'll, you know what? If I get some time, I'll make you one. And,
make it for John.
I'll make John one. Oh, it'll be nice. I'll have a diamond willow handle. There won't be a good half-inch on each and every side of this handle.
Not to mention what John's biggest bitch about.
And it'll be centered. It'll be centered. For you, John, it'll be centered on both sides.
Brad, there now that you like the Southern Specialty pack up that wagon and get down here. Yeah, it would be nice to escape the Northland someday. Mr. Holster, minute 49. Yes, the flavor most likely changes over time as you hold the beer in your hand.
It reminds me, I've been sipping like a Sally over here.
I'm reading, that's my excuse. Smile money. And the alcohol gift will be gone in days. The ammo will be safely stored for a lifetime. Not like there is shooting involved. Laugh out loud. Smell of money. You have been eating the nuggets off your rooster? Oops.
You know what? I think he's right.
Gillian 426, Mike. Fuck tomorrow, just live in the moment, which is today. Here, cheers.
I'm going to cheers to that one.
Mike's a good guy. And it's true. I mean, look at some of these, well, speaking of uptight fucking cunts, by the time you see this, a lot of you guys know that Facebook didn't remove Snowflake Melter, but they removed our posting for the Snowflake Melter.
Should I?
Oh yeah, I don't give a shit what they. I mean, it's YouTube.
Snowflake Melter. I think it's a little babyish, a little small for my liking, but...
Yeah, says the guy that just built an AR-10. I can see why. What do you think about an AR-10 pistol?
Oh, you know what? I would like that. That would be a cool build.
That would be. Now, the next Snowflake Melter, I have been repeatedly asked to do a 9mm pistol instead of a 5.56.
I could see it, but why not go big and surprise the fuck out of all of them?
I'll have to look around and see what is the smallest AR-10 barrel I can purchase.
I'm thinking, as far as I know that I've seen, I think it's 16-inch.
See, that's still a rifle.
Yeah, that's long, yeah. No, I'm just telling you, but that's what I've seen. I haven't looked for smaller.
What if this bitch knows? Hey, Google, what is the shortest AR-10 barrel that you can purchase?
Sorry, I don't understand.
You know what? It gives me something to research here.
Packed comments. Otis 71, the intro girl is fucking smoking. That's right.
I picked her.
Well, not this one.
Oh, damn it.
Yesterday. Yeah, this one's all about the flotation devices.
I'm trying to think, do you remember where I got my upper from? What the hell was that?
I like your upper. What?
Yeah.
Well, not your upper. The upper you picked. Solid choice, by the way.
I like both the uppers I picked, but that's alright.
No, I don't remember.
Oh, it was Delta Team Tactical.
I think it was Delta Team Tactical.
Thanks, asshole.
Beard and CV. Ammo, whiskey, either should always be appreciated. Absolutely. Beard and CB. Communist cocksuckers won't buy a high-end mic because shows patriotism. Well, $100 off, hell of a deal. Okay, I gotta say something about that. Jim, Hornet Fixer, was kind enough to buy me and Christine a replacement USB instrument/microphone controller so that I could hook up the microphones. It showed up before Locked and Loaded. I got online with John, before Jim showed up, and I did not even have the second mic plugged in. I had only the, it's a Marshall MXL 990 Patriot Edition. I had it hooked up. I said, John, how's the sound? He says, it sounds really good. Okay, I'm going to flip a couple of switches. Tell me, do I sound better with this one or better with this one? Go back to the way it was. I went back to the way it was. I now plugged in the other microphone. How does this one sound? Sounds good. How does this one sound? Sounds really good. And Jim jumps online. And Jim's like, well, we need to do a mic test. And I'm like, well, we've already kind of gone over it. He goes, yeah, I know, but something just sounds off. And I go, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. And he goes, no. And I go, what? And so I start tapping on the mic. And he's like, nope, sure shit. The fucking thing was off. Exactly what was happening with the other controller. So long story short, the mic has an intermittent problem. I don't know if it'd be possible to take it apart and look and see, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, we just went with one mic, the other mic, and it all worked out. It makes me feel like shit because Jim was nice enough to buy me and Christine that controller, and as it's turning out, it wasn't even the controller. So now I have two USB mic / instrument controllers, and Jim, I really like the one that you bought because that one has more controls. One of the things I really like is it has a direct feature. When you put it in direct, you hear one setting blocks out the other microphone and your microphone, but when you put it direct or monitor direct, you hear the microphones and your own voice. Well, when, like, say, me and Matt are doing the show, we don't have to keep lifting off a microphone because we can't hear each other talk because it's being automatically muted out. So the new controller makes it so much easier when you're doing two microphones. So I honestly, if you're watching this and you work from Guitars Direct, sorry, but I went online, and believe it or not, that microphone sells for anywhere from $100 to $200, depending on what color it is. The guts are all the same. Nothing changes on the internals. If you want it to be purple, it's $190. If you want an American flag on it, it was $54. So I bought another one, and as soon as that one shows up, it'll all be worked out. Let's just say it's called the 2-year warranty period instead of the 1-year warranty period. So Jim, I apologize that, and being that it's intermittent, it's working right now. When we came down here, I told Matt, I said, tap on that mic, and you can see the bar graph or the indicator light light up, showing that that mic is hot and it's getting the signal. This one, same fucking thing, but for some reason last night, shortly after me and John tested it, it conked out and stopped working. So something's got to be cracked, or a wire, something's fucked up inside of it. Bearded CB, love that. I don't even know what that is. Love that.
10.5 inches, man. I got 10.5 inches.
That's a pistol?
10.5 inches is first thing I've been able to find so far.
16 or less. If it's
7.62 nano, 10.5.
It has to be 16 inches or more to qualify as a rifle. So, and the funny thing, I think if you put a muzzle device on it and pin it, that will qualify you for the length. So if they have a 10.5 inch, we could do a 308 pistol. Bearded CB. Oh, if it helps, Eric, my dad and his neighbor, Ron, Purple Heart veteran, or Vietnam vet, stopped by my work before they went to the base Bass Pro. Then on the way back, they're going to stop by Brownell's. Topic of my M16 got brought up. When he started in the Army, he had the M14. Then just before being sent to Vietnam, started getting issued the M16s. They were issued 3-prong flash hiders. He brought up the later, then switched to the round one because some guys complained they would get hung up in shit. But he never had an issue with the 3-prong. Bit of history to make you and Gunwild happy. Sorry, Cobra. Love ya. Yeah, I'm sorry. My retro build in my brain has a 3-prong or it has the duckbill. And because of Stalker Steve's build, I have I have an extra of both, but I really like the duckbill. Travis Holden, another great review. Thank you so much, Travis. My big brother, Wade. I think Jolson wants to see how you suck Mexican cock.
Bet you do.
To get spicy peanuts, just use Zatarain's crawfish, shrimp, and crab boil extra spicy seasoning. It's sold at Walmart and grocery stores here. Wait again. I am a lesbian cupboard muncher. Prove me wrong.
Ooh.
I don't doubt it. UOCR220. Pre-New Year. Cheers, buddy. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. Yeah, I wasn't planning on taking New Year's Eve day off for financial reasons, but Christine and my sister have a brunch scheduled, and sorry, wallet. Family is more important. The DFC is checking in, my friend. We gotta get together and do some shooting. Mr. Monzo's TV. Cheers, buddy. Cheers, my friend. I'm sub to you, and yet I gotta keep checking to see if you've got new shit out or not. Thank you, fucking YouTube. Mr. Monzo TV again. Never heard of boiled peanuts. Let's see how the beer would taste after terrible peanuts.
What's that?
He wants to know if the beer gets worse tasting if we have some terrible peanuts.
You know, sorry, we're out of beer. I don't think the beer's going to taste any worse. I think the peanuts...
Well, it's working out because I'm almost done, and that's only because you're finding shit. And
I think that actually the peanuts make the beer taste all the better because they're salty or spicy. So you're going to want something to sip on while you're having the peanuts. But I can't give you that factually unless I try it. That would just be my guesstimation.
I don't have a microwave down here, but...
You go right ahead and dig in. You're the one with beer and you got the peanuts.
I'm saving them for a special occasion. It's kind of like I had a can of tactical bacon as a prop on my desk for like years. And then finally one day doing I think a brew review, I got the munchies and popped it open. And
tactical bacon.
It was fucking awesome. It's pre-cooked bacon, and I could not believe how much goddamn bacon they put in a can that size. It was cooked strips of bacon about that long, the size of the can, and then they just kept rolling it inside of wax paper until you formed, what's that, like a 2.5 inch, 2 3/4 inch loop, and then shoved it down inside and sealed it in a can. If I had one right now and you tried it, you'd be like just like me. I was like, I feared the absolute worst. What the fuck? Canned goddamn bacon? It's like a canned peanut.
But it was good.
It was very good. And
was it fried? Was it cooked? Obviously, it was cooked. But was it fried? Like where it's got a little crunch to it, or it was
almost. It wasn't say break it crunchy, but when you ate it, it was crunchy. And then if you actually wanted to cook with it. I made, like, for instance, scrambled eggs, and all I did is just cut it up into the scrambled eggs. Oh, God, it was... And whatever bacon they used was so lean, so... There was almost no fat to it. It shocked me as to how... I gotta find out where Johnny Watson got those and see if I can get you a can. That's, like, the perfect thing for the bug-out bag.
Yeah.
A 9mm pistol, some tactical bacon. What else do you need?
I don't know about the 9mm pistol.
A 45?
I'll go with the 45. I like the 45s.
Black rifles are fun. I never needed Viagra, or I never need Viagra with the brew babes around.
Glad we could help you.
Black rifles are fun. Hard cocks and soft nuts. Jolson is a true master. And the last comment is coming from Black Rifles Are Fun. Perfect choice of a shot glass. I think he was talking about that one. I mean, it would be better, Cobra, if it was an A1 flash hider and not an A2. And now we go to the I Heart Club, and then we're getting out of here. Yep, there's members. Oh, only 4 of you. Bearded CB, I Heart Club time. Cheers, my friend. Jolson, Two-Hearted Ale Club needs cowbell and shots.
We already did.
Yeah.
We already did the
You can have
cowboy on the shots.
You can have a shot. Give the man a shot. Here.
Feel like a kid all over again.
Foo Master. Yeah, see, I modified that one. And that one.
I like the AR.
Yeah, I gotta find some caps that actually work in
I'll
it.
go buy you some.
As you see, I spray painted the orange tip.
Yeah, it looks badass, man.
And that one too. That came with a big goddamn orange cone on the end of it.
You guys haven't seen this yet before. Who wouldn't want this as a kid? I mean, this looks straight up legit.
Oh, your son would go nuts.
I know, that's what I'm saying. This is a sweet toy.
Well, that's no toy.
One thing
That's
you,
Smile Money. I'm gonna keep
one thing
fixing
you
it
did
until it's
forget.
broke.
Hey, one thing you did forget though. You painted the orange. Gotta get that chrome out of there.
Oh, yeah, we don't want the cop to get confused that it's a toy in case I wanted to do death by cop.
Hey, you know what?
I'm just gonna run down a dark alley holding my penis in my hand. I'm gonna fuck you up. Just kidding. He'd be like going, get back in the car. Hey, it's Minnesota. It's cold right now. Okay. Are your feet feeling it?
A little bit. I'm alright. I got some nice thicker socks.
Rich Frumaster Chew 12. I Heart Club time, baby. Cheers, brother. Cheers, Rich. Smile Money. The club has been busy this week, yet nothing seems to be accomplished other than drinking. I know. He wants me to go shooting.
Well, typically between Christmas and New Year's, there's a huge population of people who don't know what day it is. A lot of time off of work and a lot of drinking. It's one of those days you can wake up and start drinking at 10 a.m. Oh shit.
Did I show you this?
Well, you know what?
Hang on, I gotta show you. That's full glory.
Well, if you really want to have, a gunfight, go ahead and bring it.
This is the real on deal here.
Shit, you make mine look like a little baby toy.
Here, I'll trade you. Don't drop that. You'll make a grown man cry. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Stalker Steve.
Oh, I would cry too, just knowing. That is pretty freaking sweet.
Colt, the real deal.
Yeah, I know.
Second generation.
Yeah,
Colt,
you told me that you were
deal.
building this. I seen it over in the parts department stage. This is sweet, man. Oh yeah.
We have to test fire this, and then it's going in a case, minus the parts. I'm not going to entrust my FFL. Sorry, Bill. I'm not going to entrust my FFL with this or this. Trust me, this right now, this represents exactly what I would want if I did my own retro.
Mm-hmm.
The first item, though, this is so freaking nice. And I also have the original Colt bipod for it too.
Yeah, you were telling me about that, even though it was goddamn like 2 forks sticking out in the ground. But
yeah, I was like, oh my god! In comparison to what we have in technology today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, right there.
Man, I think he shoot her shoulder, to be honest. But hey, who's...
So, Stalker Steve, again, as soon as possible. I know. I'm if I have to, I'm just gonna have to get my ass out next weekend and run a couple rounds through this. I wasn't gonna do it. I was gonna let Steve be the.
We can go to my dad's house next weekend.
Where's that?
It's halfway up to where we went the past couple times. He lives just past Rice Lake. I got 20 acres up there.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, let's go. I want to shoot my gun.
Steve, looks like next weekend we'll be going to the proving grounds. And then as soon as I know, because I was just gonna, Steve's like, I'd rather you just shot it. Okay, so we're gonna make sure that this works next weekend, and then I'll ship the individual items to you myself, and the rest of it will be going with my FFL. And I think you got me that information. But this right here, I've lost track of how many of these retro builds I've done for others, and honestly, at first it was like, that reminds me of my childhood, because I had a toy like that when I must have been 6 or 7 years old, and I remember getting it for Christmas.
Well, it's just what you see in all the movies and shit too. I mean, this is old school, man.
See, this is why I say this is what I would want for sure as a build. This sling is also one of the nicest ones. The only reason that I don't put this on my list is I don't know if Brian McCown made a deal with the devil, but this right here is like the item. It just doesn't, this is just freaking, oh, and I won't mention any names in case it does not happen, Steve, but I have at least one magazine coming for you that is stamped Colt on it. But shit, this thing is just fucking fantastic. This is...
I like the handle. Even the handles are even just worn like a son of a gun.
Well, what it is the Real Cobra Burnout acquired those and sent those.
Yeah.
These are full-on legit
no,
ones
I know.
that have been
That's what I'm saying.
refurbished.
You can tell, man. These things have
versus this.
seen some action. This is sweet. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like that this is like a plastic, you know. But what I do really like about this is, like, depending on how your hand or your stance are, like, it feels really great. However you want to hold it, you slide your hand anywhere on this, and I mean, you're gonna find a sweet spot for yourself. I love it. They knew what they were doing back in the day, that's for sure.
And then the other one that I'm building right now, this is full-on legit, out of an armory furniture.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I seen these parts coming in. You showed me them. You know, the one thing that they should do almost is paint that inside, because that freaking white really makes you wonder.
The heat shield.
Yeah.
You know, that's a good thing.
I mean, just for visible nostalgic reasons.
Here's what he's talking about.
Same with the clip. It's gray. You know, it'd be sweet if it was black, but at the same time, hey, you know what? It's not my gun. I'm not gonna tell you what to do with it. But those are my thoughts. That's the only thing I would recommend with that. Otherwise, that is a sweet badass gun.
See, but it always comes down to, what was it when it was released?
Mm-hmm.
If the magazine was gray, it has to stay gray. The Real Cobra Burnout, Brian McCown, some of these guys have freakouts about this.
Yeah, no.
Right now, the big argument is this guy right here.
No, I agree, but I thought everything was black on those guns myself. I thought everything was pretty solid black.
See, I don't know. I always go back to what those two guys and Gunwild. And actually, if anybody, would be John Soler, because he actually was issued one of these. But yeah, you know, I know, I understand what you're saying. If it was me, I might figure out a way to tape off the outside of the guard, and take some high temp black paint, just so that it takes that away and just makes it back to basically being a shadow.
Yeah.
No. Okay, so
No, it's a nice gun. Even like that, I don't care if you see a little bit of white shininess in the inside. It's a nice gun.
Okay, well now we are in record territory on a brew review.
You know what? I've been done for a good 20 minutes, man. It's only you holding up the show, but I don't want to blame anybody out.
Okay, you can't look. You on a scale of the E scale, 1 to 10. I'm personally gonna give this. Okay, now Matt will give his own.
I'm gonna give it a 9. I really liked the fact that it was like a dessert while you were having a beverage, and you know, obviously the stronger it is, the better it is, and I can't say there was any bad aftertaste. I mean, to be honest, it was a good taste through and through. When you take your first sip to the last sip, it tasted nice. Now, it's not something, like I said from the beginning of the video, it's not something I would probably have 10 of. Not only because, you know, I'd be passed out, but just the fact I don't know how much of the sweetness I could enjoy for that long. But a 4-pack for sure. Yeah, I would put it at a 9 myself. Where'd you go?
I gave it a 10 because I liked. Well, I have a hard time going small numbers on anybody that actually gets a 10% or above.
Mm-hmm.
But what I really like about this is I'm not a huge fan of coconut. But
it was smooth.
They do such a great job of blending it all in.
It was smooth and blended, that's for sure.
I'm going to have to find Samoa the last time I reviewed it and see what I gave it. But I liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot.
Again, sorry guys. John managed to put the list so everybody has where they stand. Like Matt, he bought a couple tickets last night. Where everybody stands. So, Snowflake Melter. This is the Snowflake Melter. They said it broke the Facebook community guidelines. To be totally honest, I don't know if we have a cocksucker in our midst or if Facebook just automatically caught it. That's why we've been trying to critique it, but you know, it is what it is. They're not going to stop us. If nothing else, we'll just go somewhere else. But I think there was 30-something tickets left, so it's almost completely gone. So if you're interested, $10 a slot. All you have to do is let us know on Facebook. Anyway, I mean, like Matt, he's like, I'd like 2 of them. Hey John, Matt just bought 2 tickets. Here's the numbers, and he logged it in there. So you guys, the list of the 100 are back up. And if anybody needs the exact stats, it's a Palmetto State, 10.5 inch. It has the SBA3 adjustable stabilizer, because it's not a stock, because this is a pistol. Magpul, black grip. Otherwise, this is exactly what my bottle opener started off life as, except for the barrel. And I don't even know what handguard I have. I really like this because it's Midwest Industries, and of course I'm always happy when I see that. So it's probably not going to be long until we're doing the drawing, and one of you will end up with this. The paying for the rifle is half of the proceeds. The other half is going to go to Mr. Holster to help him fight cancer. And then I plan on doing another one. I might do a special project on the next one. It either is going to be for Mr. Holster, or it's going to be to make a southern bird fly north for a certain party. Cheers guys, and we'll definitely see you tomorrow. Are you working tomorrow?
Fuck no.
You want to do one tomorrow?
Maybe.
Maybe, and not an hour and a half long. Cheers. They are what they are.